This is Super Yacht News with Yves Sisman. So we've got breaking news here. A 39-meter motor yacht has sank off the coast of Italy. So the vessel was named Motor Yacht Saga, and it's a 39-meter or 127-foot yacht, and it sank around 1300 hours yesterday. It's just breaking now as far as I can tell. Superyachttimes.com broke the story, I believe. Happened around 1300 hours or 1 p.m. yesterday, and it happened 9 nautical miles from the coast of Catanzaro Marina. The vessel was registered in the Cayman Islands, but it had a full Italian crew, and the vessel was sailing apparently from Gallipoli to Milazzo. So the yacht was delivered in 2007 as Motor Yacht Yuko, and it's a steel hull, and it was built by Monaco Yachting and Technologies. So not familiar with that company. Now, apparently the night before, the crew reported to the port authorities in Crotone that they were taking on water on the stern. They sent out a tugboat at dawn the next day, and the crew were in the meantime evacuated the vessel into a search and rescue from the Italian search and rescue boat, and their tug started to tow the yacht back towards Crotone in Italy, and but the weather worsened and the vessel started to list heavily to starboard, and eventually the vessel sank. Like I said, all the crew were rescued by the search and rescue team. There was a Romanian patrol boat also in the area. I'm not quite sure why. They were there in cooperation with the Italians for some reason. I'm not quite sure on that one. Like I said, it's still a developing story. That's pretty much all the information we have right now. You can see some of the footage on screen of the vessel listing heavily over to starboard, and they're trying to tow it. The tugboat is trying to tow it initially, and the vessel eventually just succumbs to the intake of water. Now, that's pretty much all the information I've got at this moment. We're still researching to try and find out more. We'll probably bring you more tomorrow. One of the things I mentioned in yesterday's video was about the problem with Axioma. Now, I'm not saying these are related at all. I'm just giving you some background into that story, saying that the shell door on the stern there, or on the starboard side, is under the waterline, right? Now, one of the problems with the door being under the waterline is if the seal fails on that door, then you start to take on water. Now, in rough weather, it won't matter whether the door's below or above the waterline, but it will make a big impact on the amount of water that comes on if it is under the waterline. And even if you went into a port and the water's flat calm, if the door is under the waterline, you're still going to take on water. And that's the reason why we brought that up in yesterday's video. A few people said maybe it's designed to be like that so they can just sail the boat right in. But there are some boats that have a facility where they can flood the tender garage and sail the boat in, but this is not one of them. And ankle deep water is not deep enough for a boat to sail in on. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up from yesterday's story. But anyway, the big news there is that a 39-meter yacht has sank off the coast of Italy. Now, this is almost the same size as Motor Yacht Yogi. If you don't know what I'm talking about with Yogi, I did a series on that a few years ago in 2020, and it was a very similar situation in that they started to take on water on the stern, and it was believed that a seal on a door on the stern failed, started to take on water. This, obviously, we don't know what the cause of this is, but I would not be surprised at all if it comes to light that the water was coming in through a stern door. Either the stern door opened, or they couldn't close it fully, or the seal of the stern door failed. But anyway, we'll find out at some point in the future, but right now it's very early days. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any information on this story, please get in touch through the normal fashion. You can get us through the About page of YouTube, Instagram, Threema, and Facebook Messenger. All right, guys, thanks very much. Bye-bye.